to me, those Bumblebee black and yellow uniforms are the ugliest fucking thing I have ever seen.
Dude, this is yeah. What's the Seahawks classic
Dude,
uniform? Big
this is
pile of
legit,
shit,
dude. You look like you just broke out of prison.
dude. Okay, at least we have classic uniforms. I mean, I have my sweatshirt that said 33, because
Listen,
that was the year that we came into the league. What did you guys got?
classic doesn't
17?
mean good. It just means old, Ryan.
Yeah, it means we're old and established,
It means
and
you're
there's a
old and
reason why
decrepit.
our fans travel to every game, and you guys got the home field advantage. That's it. At least we go to stadiums and we make home field advantage.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't
Yeah.
understand you. You're speaking that old crappy language that no one understands anymore. Because you're from like the old,
What,
you live in the
common
past.
sense? Common sense. That's what it is, Brian.
Well, I mean, it makes sense that you're dressed as a criminal because half your team has been, in prison at least once.
Oh yeah, and the Seahawks are a whole bunch of saints on
Hey,
their team.
hey, all I know is there was some Adderall that somehow got into our locker room, probably planted by an ex-Pittsburgh Steeler.
We had Joey. Yeah, we sent in Joey Porter.
All right,
He drove
whatever. All right,
us.
whatever. We should probably get to the show. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Yeah. Well, welcome.
Hey, do our viewers want to guess which two teams are playing against each other this week?
Yeah. Well, welcome to episode 36 of the Geek Dad Report. This week, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Seahawks are going to be playing each other. So, hence the beautiful Seahawks uniforms and the ugly ass Steelers jail uniforms that Ryan's wearing.
Flaps.
These happen to be the uniform. Well, the
Does
uniform.
having this around my neck make me look like I'm 300 pounds?
You have a gobbler like a turkey.
Yeah.
Gobble gobble, Ryan. Gobble
I was
gobble.
like big fatty Ben Roethlisberger.
I couldn't agree more. Well, you know what? Let's just
He is
on that note,
fat.
let's just start the show.
Have you seen what he looks like lately? He looks like he's fucking fat. I don't know how
Hey,
a quarterback
hey.
can be that fat and still like be throwing the ball and doing shit.
Is he so fat that Val Kilmer would go, damn?
Yeah, oh, we them bad boys. Sip the cane. Yeah. C's, the MC Sam, for the aces. Let's go.
That was well done, by the way.
That is
Ryan.
the way you start a show. Like I said, everybody, welcome to episode 36, of the Geek Dad Report. The one show dedicated, formulated, specially created to making sure that Seattle and Pittsburgh have an adequately represented rivalry and hopefully making you laugh on this Thanksgiving Eve and maybe even bringing you some nerd knowledge that you need to know so that tomorrow when you're sitting around the turkey just pigging out and you got some one
We
guy
like to
who's
think
just
of-
like, have you seen the Civil War trailer? And you're like, fucking, have I seen the Civil War trailer? I broke down that motherfucker. Bam! Because I know,
taking
because I listen to the Geek Dad Report.
screenshots of all the little tiny to 2/10 of a second.
Yeah. And you're going to know all this, and you're going to put your geeky, weird cousin to shame because you listen to the Geek Dad Report, and we filled your head full of
we are
knowledge.
your glutton for nerd news and information.
I mean, you're going to shut
So-
them down. That turkey's going to fall out of their mouth, and they're just going to roll out of their chair like Val Kilmer. Just fat.
Or unless you're one of those weird people that have ham on Thanksgiving, and if you're one of those people, we don't want you to be listening to our show anymore.
Yeah, ham.
I mean,
it's
I love
acceptable
ham.
on Christmas,
Ham
I
is for
guess.
Easter, Christmas.
Listen, turkey is a Thanksgiving tradition. I
It
mean,
is.
the English got a turkey from the Indians. I mean, that's the only reason why we have things like Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
It's turkey.
Did you know that our national bird was almost a turkey instead
Yeah,
of the
Benjamin Franklin wanted it to be the turkey. That's awesome. I feel like Benjamin Franklin was like this really fat, like pimp gangster who just like walked around. If they would have had Roscoe's, those little scooters back then, he would have rolled around in one. I think he just been like,
if you ever like dive into the history of when Ben Franklin was basically like promoting the Americas in Britain before the war, and then in France when they were trying to get the French support, like the stuff he would do was insane. Like
I'm not
he
gonna
would
lie.
like just hanging out at like all these super rich people's houses, just getting drunk and stuff all the time, and just like, yeah, fucking America, why are you not giving us money? And like he would wear like a raccoon hat just to like, you
So
know.
I'm not gonna lie. A lot of my knowledge of Benjamin Franklin is that he's on a $100 bill. They talk a lot about him in National Treasure,
Yes.
and he's a main character in Assassin's Creed 3. That's pretty much all I know about Benjamin Franklin.
Well, there's a lot of information out
Wait a minute. Was he the one who discovered that the world was round?
there. Yes.
Gravity?
Yes, and bifocals.
Yeah, bifocals. And what else did Benjamin? He had the key on the kite. See?
Yes. He was part of one of those
He invented the internet.
yes, he invented a lot of things. Space
Boom.
elevators, I
Pornhub.
think numerous sex positions.
He invented Pornhub. Everybody knows that. So every time you're watching free porn, people think Benjamin Franklin. He's a
Yes.
true American president hero. Because wasn't he like the third president? I mean, he's amazing. No?
No.
I mean, come on. He is on Mount Rushmore for a reason, Ryan. Benjamin Franklin is an American icon of presidency and genius. Invented.
I think we should move on, and you need to retake some history courses.
All right, maybe a little. All right, anyway, back on point. I don't know. Were we ever on point?
The point is the Steelers are going to win on Sunday against the Seahawks.
Oh my God. Okay, you know what? Hey, whoa.
28-27. It's the end of the game, and you're going to be tears are going to be streaming down your eyes because they lost in the final seconds. And you got to get 27 because you're going to miss an extra point.
Are you done? Are you done there? All right. So
Yes.
before we lose all our viewers, Ryan, let me tell everybody that, guys, this is going to be a kind of a, well, and ladies, if you're watching, this is going to be a special episode. Me and Ryan have tomorrow off because tomorrow is Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So we don't really have much of a format
thinking-
today. We got a bunch of random shit that we're throwing together. And me and Ryan, we're going to talk a lot of shit about the Seahawks and the Steelers because they play each other this weekend on Sunday. So
Yes. I'm not as good as the smack talk as I would like to be, so I will try my best to lay it in there.
all right, well, we're gonna try some smack talk. So this episode, we're gonna try and have some fun with it a little bit. So throughout the episode, we're gonna try and talk a little bit of Seahawks and Steelers, and also the fact that tomorrow's Thanksgiving, we're gonna try and throughout the episode talk about things that we're thankful for. So, like for instance, I am thankful that as a Seahawks fan, I get to wear these beautiful uniforms, whereas a Steeler fan, you clearly believe God hates you because you have the ugliest uniforms in the whole universe. So I am thankful that I'm
this is
from
my
Seattle
Berkey
and not the worst city in the world, Pittsburgh.
Hey, Pittsburgh was a beautiful city. I've been there once.
Anyway, that's how this game's going to go today, people. But we actually have a pretty fun, action-packed, jam turkey, extravagant show for you guys. Other than Ninja News, we got some amazing comic book reviews, Superman book reviews, maybe a Geek Dad review.
Geek Dad reviews of some Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman stuff. So,
Some overstuffed questions from our viewers. And some succulent recommendations.
yeah. Then we're just going to pour gravy all over that stuff
Yeah.
and just eat it.
And we have one segment, and there's one segment I like to tease. We have a segment that is so epic that we have literally brought back Beethoven from the grave
Yes.
to play Ode to Joy of like his 87th symphony.
I'm not that sophisticated.
And it was written by Benjamin Franklin, performed by
Benjamin Franklin.
and
He
Beethoven.
wrote and performed it.
Beethoven played the
Exactly.
flute. I think he played the flute.
Yes.
Maybe the drums? Electric guitar by Beethoven.
I think he had an
wasn't
electric
Beethoven
guitar.
a big dog?
Wasn't he on Bill and Ted? Like,
Oh, yeah. That's the greatest movie ever made. I'm going to throw that out there. Anyway, so like I said, we got a jam-packed episode for everybody. Stick around. We're going to have a lot of fun. And hopefully we just make you laugh because that's kind of what we're all about. We don't got to work tomorrow. I've had this much
plan
scotch
on watching my wife cook amazing food, and then my father-in-law coming over and cooking amazing food, and I'm just going to drink a lot and eat.
Good. Well, you know what, Ryan? I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that you're going to eat a lot and drink.
Yes. I do my pre-starving myself. I don't know, do you have any kind of like techniques that you use so you can maximize your food consumption?
My technique.
Do you like not eat like at all?
Basically, I don't eat breakfast. I show up and I cram as much in there as possible. Then I lay on the couch for a while. Sometimes I'll lay spread out like this, so the food is fully moving. Then I'll get up and I'll move around so it just works its way out. And I'll go to the bathroom and I'll take a big turkey dump, and then I eat more pie.
I'm one of the people that I like to go to the pan where like the turkey's been all cut and stuff, and I'll take off little pieces and like dip it in like the grease and like eat it.
Well, see, here's my dilemma. So I always have the internal fight with myself of, should I have another plate of turkey or should I have 2 helpings of pie?
I go for the turkey.
Do you have like
pie any time of the year? You don't really make turkey that often.
But my father-in-law, he makes homemade cherry and pumpkin pies, and they're so good.
Oh,
they're so good.
I love cherry pie.
And see, like, I'm the guy, like, I'm a variety type of person, so I can't have like a piece of pumpkin. I gotta have like a piece of pumpkin, a piece of cherry. If there's chocolate, I'm eating that shit too.
Do they make like homemade whipped cream?
Yeah, and then I'm just like slather it on there. It looks like you almost can't even see the pie. It's gotta have that much whipped cream. And then I go back to the turkey later. I don't know. Anyway. You know what else, Ryan? You know what else I'm thankful for?
Ninja News?
I'm thankful for. Hang on.
Dark meat? Oh, nice.
Ninja News! As everybody can see, I got my super awesome.
Where's Brian? Oh, I see his shredder.
Yeah.
Oh. Where'd you get those again?
Hawato Yoshi, you will go down here.
Where'd you get those again, Brian?
I got these bad boys from Loot Crate, everybody. We recommended them. I think I gave them as a recommendation a few shows ago. Yeah. If you want cool, awesome shit like this, lootcrate.com, people.
Was there anything else good in the box, or?
I got a cool Fallout bobblehead doll.
You got a... Oh, I want that.
The blonde guy, the Mr. Pip or whatever he's called?
Pip Boy.
Send it to me. There you go. I don't even play Fallout. I don't even play Fallout, and I think it's awesome.
You don't deserve it.
That's probably true. And then I got some cool, like, Wizards of the Coast, like, action figure. And then I got some, like, I
have played every single Fallout game since it came out on the PC in the early 90s.
I got a, I don't know, what's the Hunger Games? That little Mockingjay symbol. I got one of those, a medallion.
One of those pens?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like Loot Crate. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. I need to sign up for it. How much is it?
I think the first month is like $15, and it's like $20 a month. It's a little spendy, but come on, Ryan.
Stuff. Yeah, when do you get Shredder Shades?
This month, November.
Right there.
You know what? I am thankful that I got Shredder Shades.
You know what? I'm thankful that we should start talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
And get it out of the way. I'm thankful that Star Wars is coming in less than a month. How about that?
We don't want to drag this out and make it sad and lonely like this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. All right, first news. Star Wars news. I know we said we weren't going to do it, but you know what? We're goddamn liars. That's all I know.
We're not doing any spoilers, and we're not doing
spoilers.
Yeah.
My face is fucked up. Hang on.
Well, the only thing that really came out this week is...
All right, done. All right, Star Wars news.
Well, the only thing that came out is the Variety magazine estimating. But I've seen at least 6 different estimates now, and this is definitely the lowest one
Okay,
that
well,
has happened yet.
if you don't know what Ryan's talking about, Variety Magazine came out and they're reporting that Star Wars estimate is going to be at 170. It's going to make 170 million opening weekend. They are smoking crack.
Yeah. There have been numerous reports of at least 200 million for a long time.
I feel like their inside source might be like their crazy cousin Eddie. Eddie, how much money is this movie going to make? I think it's going to make about 170 million. All right, run with it. No, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? I've heard up to 250 million.
I think around the 200 million mark is probably pretty solid. But then again, you can't underestimate what people are going to be doing, and I think there's going to be some theater that they just might just like every single screen that they have is going to be playing Star Wars, and they will sell every single screen they have.
To be fair to Variety, basically their kind of guesstimate was the fact that no movie in December has ever broken $100 million. Number one, there is going to be a handful of movies that are good movies out there that target a bunch of different audiences. There's going to be some comedies and some movies that kind of target the female audience. Now, that being said, most movies have moved their release dates to not compete with Star Wars. But,
Yeah.
but it is also, it's the holidays, it's Christmas, people are going to be shopping, people are going to be doing a lot of things. And I do think the only thing that I believe could hurt a little bit of their initial opening draw is the fact that I've talked to a lot of people who are so many people are going to see it that they just don't even want to see it for the first 3 or 4 weeks. They're just going to wait a month and then go see it. So
Dude, that's way too long to wait.
I agree, but I think there is a factor to the common Star Wars fan who says, you know what, this movie's going to be packed full of people. All the crazy nut Star Wars fanatics are going to go to this, so we're just going to wait a few weeks. So that may hurt its draw a little bit, but people, it has already made $50 million and not a single movie has been shown yet. So
Except to one dead guy.
yeah, exactly. Except to one dead guy. Wow, that's way to keep it classy. Like the Steelers, Ryan. Keeping it classy like Ben Roethlisberger. Way to go.
I could not. I have no comment to that.
You could say recently deceased. You couldn't have to say dead guy. All right, man. God, asshole.
Sorry.
Anyway, but yeah. So I mean, we don't want to dwell on this too long. This is not even a story. Me and Ryan both saw this and just kind of laughed and chuckled to ourselves. So I am going to be going to see it opening
we're
weekend.
We're going to be the lowest bidder. They're like that dick on The Price is Right that always bets $1.
Yeah.
And so they're just going for the low bid just to try and cover.
Well,
and
in their article, they were like, to be fair, it could be more. This is the lowest we're estimating. Yeah, okay, you're hedging your bet. You want to be that people that said, see, we called it first.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, everybody else is saying 250. We're going to just say 170.
Yeah. We're going to say
anyway,
$1.
Let us know. Let us know in the comments when we post this up if you guys are planning to go see it opening weekend. I know I am. I don't know if you are, Ryan, but I'm definitely.
I think I'm going to try to at least see it that Sunday or something. So.
Well, we're still keeping our fingers crossed for a press screener, but only if we can just laugh at all our friends who are laughing at us that we're not going to have a press screener. So.
Yes.
But anyway, let us know in the comments if you guys are going and how excited you are for it, because I know we are. Now, that being said, the only thing that could possibly make me talk about something besides Star Wars is Marvel. And Marvel just released a whopper last night on the internet, just about melted it down.
Multiple whoppers.
First, a couple little fun Captain America Civil War posters found their way onto the internet.
Those are actually really cool looking.
They were awesome.
I like the look on them. My favorite one was when the Cap's holding the shield and you can see Iron Man in the reflection.
Yeah, I mean, they were way cool. They were really awesome, which is completely the opposite of the Steelers jersey that Ryan's wearing. But come on, you gotta play along, Ryan. This is starting to get one-sided.
I know. I'm not quick on it like that. You're like my wife. You and my wife can just do shit like that. I have to I gotta think through my process because.
Right, well, you better come up with something good, or else this is gonna be a one-sided ass whooping, like the Seahawks are gonna lay on the Steelers on Sunday. Ugh! All right. Anyway, moving on. No. what's cool is that I had a few people kind of let me know, like they started sending me these posters that popped up, and I was like, oh, cool. And then all of a sudden I immediately saw this trailers online, and I'm like, no, this can't be the trailer, because we reported that the initial press release was that the trailer was going to be debuted with the Star Wars movie. So I clicked on it,
and I even said it's going to come out early on the internet, and it came on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel, Chris Evans, and Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. went on the show, and they said, hey, we got something special for you, and they rolled it. And so I clicked on it, I watched it, and it was 2.5 minutes of pure ecstasy. It was awesome. It was so badass. If you have not watched the trailer, pause our show right now, go to our Facebook page, watch the trailer, then come back, because you will understand why me and Ryan are so excited about this.
It's something you definitely have to watch more than once, just because there's always like those, like, something that just flashes across the screen. Well, and you're like, what the fuck was that? And you gotta like go back and rewatch it, and like, oh, it'll kind of take you by surprise.
Well, I've already seen people breaking down the trailer and like freeze framing it, going like frame by frame. So a lot of people were upset because you couldn't see Spider-Man, and a lot of people had hoped they might get our first, look at the MCU's version of Spider-Man. Apparently, someone's freeze framed it where there is a red guy on a wall in the back. It's all blurry. You can't see it.
I haven't seen that one yet.
People are like, Spider-Man's in it. I was like, come on, man. Whatever. They're clearly pulling a Luke Skywalker and keeping him hidden for the movie. But
now they said he's going to be in it.
Yeah, he's going to be it. From what I've heard, it's not much more than a cameo. I mean, he might have one small scene. What I'm hoping for is something along the lines of like Falcon was in Ant-Man. A fun scene that's memorable, but maybe not a big scene. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping for. But, I mean, this movie's already cram-packed full of just everybody else in the MCU.
Yeah, there's going to be like, shit, who was that guy? And then that guy. And that's pretty much what Russell Wilson's going to be saying as he gets sacked all day long. So,
see, there you go. Way to play along. I like it. But, I mean, it's going to be awesome. The coolest thing that I saw was that we finally got our first look at Black Panther, who looks awesome.
Yeah.
He looks exactly like fucking Black Panther.
On that looks pretty sweet. I mean, it's almost up there with the Deadpool costume, I would say.
Yeah. I wasn't quite sure. Anybody, obviously, if you're watching our show, I'm guessing you're familiar with Black Panther. But his costume's kind of a hard look to pull off. Basically, it's a black costume with claws, kind of like an African-looking necklace, like a tooth necklace almost. And he looks like a Black Panther. I mean, it was a look that I wasn't sure how they were going to completely pull off and make it look cool. And they did. It looks awesome. But it looks just like it does in the comic book for the most part.
And there's a white guy wearing the suit.
It's not a white guy wearing the Black Panther suit. You know what, Ryan? Do not start rumors that will melt the internet. Black Panther starring Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. It's Black Panther.
Oh my God! You know, I'd have to get on board of that one. That would be horrible. That'd be the worst thing ever. That's something that Fox would do.
Yeah, that's totally something Fox would do.
Marvel would never do that. Fox, maybe. But no, it's an amazing trailer. What was your favorite part of the trailer?
My favorite part, man, I would have to say when Bucky and the Captain are fighting Iron Man, and they're just
Ryan, they're not fighting Iron Man. They're delivering a grade A ass whooping, like the Seahawks defense is going to do to Big Ben. No, but that is a great scene. My two favorite scenes from the trailer is that scene where Bucky and Captain are passing the shield around, just beating the hell out of Iron Man, and the part when Iron Man and Captain America are going at it, and he's like, Tony, I got to do this. He's my friend, and Tony goes, I remember when we were friends.
Yeah.
I was like, ow.
Yeah, and I also remember when you made Ultron, and then almost destroyed everything because.
There is a meme floating around. You've got to see it. It's hilarious. It says, Marvel's big when bums are taking it up. And there was like a homeless person who is dressed up like as, I'm not sure he's dressed up as Captain America or whatever. Or no, he's dressed up as Ant-Man. And it says, whose side do you choose? And he had two begging hats, and it had like an Iron Man and a Captain America. And literally the Captain America hat was full of money. And the Iron Man had no money in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if that's a stage. If that's like not a real thing, that's kind of mean. But It's a pretty cool. It's a pretty cool meme. You can Google it. But
That's
I don't know.
that's
I
that's
was
a homeless person that might not be homeless for long because they're gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely. But note to self: if you're a homeless person, dress up as Captain America. People will give you money. Apparently.
Yeah. So Marshawn Lynch might want to start, thinking about that soon. Too soon?
Come on, man. The man just had surgery. You know what? It's Thomas Rawls time anyway. You guys are going to get carved up like a Thanksgiving turkey, Ryan. You don't even know about Rawls yet. You're about to find out, Ryan.
We're like all just trying to do all that stuff.
You're about to get a double dose of Rawls, all up in that. But if you haven't checked out the trailer, I mean, I guess we could talk about it a lot, but it's just it looks cool. Nobody was expecting anything else. When it launched last night, I was on Facebook and Twitter and just blowing it up and talking to people left and right. There was so much excitement online.
I had to literally put my phone down and take a deep breath before I turned it on because I had to stop and prepare myself. I was like,
yeah, anybody who saw our Facebook post on Geek Dad Report, sorry, normally I try and do something witty. All I could put was oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It was so awesome. I didn't know what to say.
You're like a teenage girl going to a Taylor Swift concert.
Dude, I put on my Twitter. I ended up having this long conversation with a couple people about it. I think I just put on Twitter leave it to Marvel. Only they could do something that made me forget about the wait for Star Wars. I mean, I was just like, oh, what's this? This is so awesome. And it was really cool. So let us know your thoughts on it. I've had a few conversations with Brian and a few other of our viewers today and yesterday about it. Everyone's really excited about it. Me and Ryan are really excited about it. We cannot wait for it.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we have till May, I think is when it comes out. So in between May, we do have Star Wars and we have Batman v Superman, which will be awesome.
Yeah. Is there there's no other Marvel movies between?
No, the next Marvel movie is Captain America and then Doctor Strange, which actually we don't have on the show notes, but they announced the full cast list and that's under production. There's been a few pictures that have been leaked out from that, but that's starting to actually look like it's going to be pretty good. So. I don't know. It's got a good cast. I don't know. Anything Marvel does at this point is golden. So I'm just.
Yeah.
But it is nice to see the Winter Soldier still goes down as my favorite Marvel movie so far. The Russo brothers delivered such an intense, great action-filled movie. It's great to see that the trailer really does mimic that style. I mean, this does look like the Winter Soldier Part 2.
It shied away from what Avengers 2 was. Not that I didn't like Age of Ultron. It was probably my lowest lately on my list of favorite Marvel movies. So,
well,
at least from the last batch, at least from this phase.
Well, and that's one thing that we disagree. Well, there's actually two things we disagree on. One, we disagree on the fact that the Steelers are any good, and you agree that they're good. I think they're terrible. But Age of Ultron is actually one of I liked it better than it's my second favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And I've said for reasons why, but I do think that the Russos have kind of found the formula that I think works best for Marvel. These tightly driven stories, like the Winter Soldier, is the best way to tell these Marvel movies. They're fast paced, they don't lose focus, the action is amazing, and I'm really glad they're doing the Avengers Infinity Wars. I'm really excited for what they're going to bring to the grand stage.
Well, it better be good. It takes $1 billion to fucking make it. So
their action sequences are so well scripted. I mean, just like I said in the trailer, that Bucky, Iron Man, Captain America, it's so well done. I'm just like
Iron Man on his knees and just Captain America and Bucky. Wow.
Catching a beat down, man. If you have not seen the trailer, like I said, watch the trailer. We have it all over our Facebook, our Twitter accounts. It's everywhere. Watch it. But anyway, that was the big news for this week. The posters, all three of the posters are up on our Twitter and Facebook accounts, so check them out. I'm pretty sure they're going to be my next screensavers. But, let us know what you think. If you've watched the trailer, what do you think about it? I already showed my daughter. She loved it. She was like, when does this come out? I want to go see it. So, anyway, let us know what you think. Check it out. If you saw something that maybe we've missed or haven't seen yet, let us know what your thoughts are on it, and we'll talk about it. So, anyway, moving on. That was pretty much our main story of the night. We have a bunch of little news. There wasn't a big news week since it's Thanksgiving
week. You're not going to get a lot of stuff. I'm not sure how much longer the rest of the news is going to take.
Yeah,
So,
and truthfully, I'm kind of thankful for a possible shorter show. It won't be shorter, but I'm thankful that we have less news to talk about.
yes.
I'm also thankful that Val
I'm
Kilmer.
thankful that Brian is going to shut up and move on to the next question instead of trying to do another.
I was gonna do Val Kilmer. I was gonna do more
Another
fat
two.
shaming. I should let it go. I'm gonna let it go. I'm thankful that Ryan called me out, so I can let Val Kilmer and his giant tutu man love go. All right, so moving on. We're gonna go rapid fire, people. Wonder Woman. The first picture for the Wonder Woman. Well, first little teaser for the new Wonder Woman solo movie came out. We posted it up on Facebook. Looks pretty cool. It just shows Wonder Woman Diana. Shows her gauntlets, her outfit. Looks like London. Looks like it's going to be, the rumor is it's going to be a period piece and a modern day piece. It's going to be split between, like World War II era and now. So I don't care. I think it's going to be great. I'm excited.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Gail Gadot, I think she looks great as Wonder Woman. I know there's a lot of people who don't agree with me, but I think she's going to be great. Vin Diesel, everyone's favorite action star who just keeps churning out Fast and Furious movies no matter what he does, has announced that there will be another Riddick movie because he cannot make an original movie. He only wants to make Fast and Furious movies.
The Riddick is a great franchise, I think.
No, I'm a big fan of Riddick. The second Riddick movie, I was kind of confused, but I do like the movies. Anyway, he just announced that they're writing the script for the fourth Riddick movie and that there's also going to be a tie-in television show. So... expanded universe, like everybody's doing.
Expanded universes.
Yeah, this one's going to be apparently about the bounty hunters, kind of the mercs that are in the universe of Riddick. My guess is you'll have kind of like Bradley Cooper does in Limitless. Vin Diesel will probably pop in for 2 or 3 episodes as Riddick, but mostly it'll be about some new characters doing whatever.
It's going to be a live-action TV show, not animated.
Yeah, live action. They're not going to do, what was that, Dark Fury, I think was an animated movie that was actually really good. I really enjoyed it.
It was a good movie.
But yeah, it'll be live action. No date on when that's coming out, but I'm guessing probably after Fantastic Four. Fast and Furious 22 comes out. Speaking of Fantastic Four, though.
Brian.
Speaking of Fantastic Four, flopped epically. Me and Ryan still have not seen it yet, which we don't really care because I heard it was awful. But the original news was that Fox, no matter how much money they lost on it, was going to move forward with the sequel because they have to keep making the movies or else they lose the rights back to Marvel. They have announced that they have pulled Fantastic Four off their movie release schedule. Fantastic Four 2 off their movie release schedule.
So what does that mean?
So what that means is much like the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're just throwing in the white towel and saying that
You know what the Fantastic Four is? The Steelers' offensive line that is going to be knocking the shit out of
So are you saying that they're going to bomb epically?
No. I'm saying we are going to kick your ass. So
I'm thankful that the Steelers are like the Fantastic Four movie. Terrible.
I'm thankful that Brian.
No, my guess is that we speculated on a previous show that right now Fox is trying to move forward with the X-Men TV show, and that the biggest hurdle is the fact that Marvel still controls the rights to X-Men on TV. So we had speculated a while ago that. Well, there was a rumor out that Marvel would be willing to grant the rights to the X-Men TV show for the Fantastic Four universe and all the property back. So my guess is that this is still ongoing and they are hammering out a final deal. And I would guess probably by the first of the year that we're going to hear that Marvel's retained the rights or got the rights back to Fantastic Four.
If anything, they could use Fantastic Four for the galactic part of the universe.
Yeah.
And Fantastic Four has a lot of the famous, like for stuff for Guardians of the Galaxy or, anything.
You get Galactus, Silver Surfer, all the Galaxy, all the Cosmos type characters. And the other thing is I don't even think that they'd be in a hurry to make a Fantastic Four movie. They could probably use the characters and just bring them in one at a time and, do it that way. So, we've talked a lot about that they've moved forward with their Inhumans project, which is basically X-Men, honestly. It's just a lesser known. It's not well known, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has really tried to bring the awareness for the Inhumans.
Trying? There's like all Inhumans.
Well, and personally, I think it's been pretty awesome.
They're hammering that shit down like there's no mutants. There are Inhumans. And
Personally,
that is the only thing that exists.
Personally, I think the Inhumans are pretty cool, and I like what they've done with them. So it would make sense, but the Inhumans do take place in space. A lot of them do. it would make sense that they try and get as much of the space universe, the cosmic universe back, and most of it's tied in with the Fantastic Four. I mean, James Gunn's went at lengths about how he was irritated that he had to scrap a lot of stuff from Guardians of the Galaxy because it was tied into what Fox owned. So my guess is this is coming back at some point. Another franchise, space franchise that I hope keeps going is the Alien 5 sequel that we talked about, the Neil Blomkamp movie that was indefinitely put on hold. Some more stuff's leaking out about it. Some of the stars still are saying that they believe it's going to be a go. Michael Benin played Michael Benin. I don't know. He played the dad. He played who was it? Kyle Reese in the original Terminator, and he played Hicks. Yeah, Hicks in Aliens 2. He was set to reprise his role for the supposedly upcoming Alien 5. And anyway, he was talking and he was saying that the movie's still a go as far as he knows. It's just been put on hold for a little while, but he's still been talking to the Neil Blomkamp and about the story and
fucking South Africans.
I can't even say his name right. But Neil B. He's been talking to Neil B. and and he kind of let slip some of the story elements so that one of the things they were going to plan on doing was, besides him and Sigourney coming back, that they were going to bring back Newton, and this story should be about 27, and she'd be kind of the new Ripley. And so this movie would kind of hand off to her, and she would go forward as the new heroine of the Aliens trilogy or new Aliens saga. So I don't know. Everything I hear about this sounds awesome. And Fox, if you are listening, you owe us. You have fucked X-Men so badly that you owe us something. Okay? We sat through Alien versus Predator. We sat through Alien Resurrection. We sat through Prometheus. You owe us Alien 5, this version.
Yes. And not those
the crappy ones. You owe us this one.
For no one is doing. So.
Make it happen. Make it happen like Russell Wilson scoring 8 touchdowns against the Steelers' crappy defense. Make it happen. Chris Hemsworth. Speaking of Marvel characters, Thor himself is being eyed for the new up-and-coming Alan Quartermain movie.
Okay, which one?
So Alan Quartermain is King Solomon's Mines. Came out Richard Chamberlain, I think, in the 80s.
Okay.
It was a fun movie. It's really campy. Had Sharon Stone. But I loved it as a kid because it was a lot like Indiana Jones. Basically, Indiana Jones is based on Alan Quartermain, so he's an old character. The most recently he was in, Alan Quartermain was featured in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the kind of craptastic. Yeah, the Sean Connery. I like that movie. It's bad, but I enjoyed it. Anyway, if you're not familiar with Alan Quartermain, he's, like I said, he's kind of Indiana Jones set in the late 1800s. He's a fun character. Personally, I think Chris Hemsworth would be great. I like him as an actor. He's a good actor, so I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Men in Black, we've talked a lot about that. It sounds like it's going to get a 4th movie. No word on whether it's going to be a reboot or a straight sequel, but right now it sounds like they're trying to go for, tell me if you heard this before, an all-female reboot.
Yeah, but the Men in Black isn't Ghostbusters.
Here's my thing. I don't mind an all-female or even a main female lead. Can we just...
When you're doing it as a gimmick?
Yeah,
That's when it becomes...
I'm tired of everything being rebooted as an all-something.
Stuff. I mean, it's just a shitty gimmick. So
if you want to bring in a really good female actress lead to play the character, I don't care. But yeah, I mean, I don't want an all-female Men in Black. I mean, let's just cast a good actor or actress, I don't care who, and move forward. But apparently Will Smith may actually, in fact, be on board to reprise his role, but like as a small, maybe as like the director or not the lead, but a secondary character in the movie. So I don't know. Hand the torch off to the new Women in Black. I don't care. And like I said, people, just to clarify, I have no problem with women taking over roles for men. I have zero problem with it. I think this whole all-female recast thing is kind of a gimmick, and I think it's dumb. If you want a female lead, cast a female lead.
Having a presence on the field.
Yeah, just cast the lead and say we got Men in Black 4, starring Jennifer Lawrence and I don't know. Pick whoever else you think's cool.
Mulong.
Yeah. Fargo. If you're a big fan of the Fargo FX series, fear not, they have renewed for season 3.
Yes.
I've
More
never watched
people
it.
getting shoved in the wood chippers.
I've heard it's good. I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
Wouldn't know either. Colton Hayes, who played Arsenal and Red Hood on Arrow, is coming back for another episode or two. I don't know. I'm an Arrow fan and I don't care.
I like the Constantine episode of Arrow.
Yeah, I'm thankful that John Constantine came to Arrow, and hopefully he'll continue to show up on Arrow or get his own show. You know, side note, I didn't put it on the news, but so when Matt Ryan reprised his role as John Constantine on Arrow, it brought back all the Save Constantine fans that started the Twitter campaign. So they started a petition to bring him back, and it has over 75,000 votes.
I like him.
So yeah,
I didn't even watch Constantine. Now I kind of feel bad I didn't watch it.
You should. It's I think you can get on Hulu. It's only 13 episodes. I think it's worth watching. He's a good character. It was a decent series. DC. Speaking of Arrow and CW, their new show DC's Legends of Tomorrow released its first
fucking trailer.
Yeah, released its first full trailer, and it looked pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty tight. Before they kind of did a sizzle reel, this is actually like the first footage of the actual series, and it looks really cool.
Yeah, if you've been paying attention to Arrow and Flash, then you are pretty much just going to be creaming all over yourself.
Well, and to be fair, this whole season of Arrow has basically been set up for Legends of Tomorrow. So
yeah,
check it out. We threw it up on our Facebook page. It looks really cool. Its air date is they finally got official air date. It's going to come out January 21st. My guess is that's when Arrow and Flash are going to go on their winter hiatus, so this will probably fill in that time, kind of like Agent Carter does for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, also, just a little side note, if you're a fan of The 100, another CW show, which is a really good show, Season 3 will air along with DC Legends of Tomorrow, January 21st. So, Netflix has gotten the rights to Lost in Space TV show.
Are they making a new one, or they're
making it. Well, they're making a new. They're rebooting the series. It's gonna be more of an adult, less campy version of the show.
Okay.
I'm guessing probably along the lines of like a Battlestar Galactica reboot. But I like the movie when they did the movie. If they kind of make it along those lines, I thought the movie was fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's coming out. No date on when, but look for that on Netflix. So commercialism has gotten to an epic, I don't know, high, I guess.
Capitalism, Brian.
What?
Capitalism.
Yeah,
really.
Capitalism at its finest. If you own something and have money, you can buy anything. Pepsi is now branding cell phones in China, so you can now buy the Pepsi smartphone. They're not making it, but they're paying to turn the entire phone into a Pepsi ad.
Yes. Enjoy that, China.
Yeah, so that's going to China exclusively. I'm sure you'll probably start seeing them online, but if it works well, I'm sure it'll come to America.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon, everyone's favorite 80s star?
Anyone who loves to play the 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
6 degrees.
Huh?
6 degrees.
Oh, 6 degrees. Whatever.
You know what, Ryan? You, just like your beloved Steelers, came up short, or will come up short.
Really? Because I kind of remember a Super Bowl where we didn't come up short.
I don't know what you're talking about. Quit living in the past, Ryan. I see a Super Bowl right here that Steelers were not involved in that we won.
Yeah, I got about 5 or 6.
Oh, shut up. Get out of here. Go watch the History Channel. Kevin Bacon is coming back to television, people, in a franchise that is... there's no segue. Fuck it. Kevin Bacon is reprising his role in the Tremors franchise, and he's bringing it to television.
And if you didn't watch Tremors...
Go back and watch it. Not the sequel, it's the first one.
It's still just as dumb. But come on, there was like these things that came out... I was scared to like go outside after
They were giant worms called grapoids. And they came out of the ground. It's a stupid, awesome, early 90s movie.
Yeah.
It's one of the many things I'm thankful for my childhood, watching movies like Tremors. But it's awesome.
And
Kevin Bacon is great in it.
Like you just see like these giant things like coming up from under the ground. And then there's like all these people are standing up above it. It's like coming up on the ground.
They're giant mutant worms that come out from the ground. They're like giant worm jaws. They're like land
their
jaws.
Tongue or something was what came out.
Imagine if Jaws was on Under the Earth and starred Kevin Bacon. That is what Tremors is. So if you haven't seen it, watch it. The new series is coming out. I don't know when. Hopefully soon. I don't know what network. Hopefully it's someplace like Stars. Hopefully they can do what like Ash vs. Evil Dead has done on Stars. It would be great. But that's coming soon. We'll let you know when we know more. The last little bit of ninja news we got for you guys is Tom Cruise is apparently in talks to star in the Mummy reboot. So,
Not Brandon Fraser?
no, Brandon Fraser.
Whatever happened to Brandon Fraser? Remember when he was like going to be like the next big superstar? And then
Much like the Steelers, he's just faded off into the sunset and nobody cared about him anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. Just like how the Seahawks are going to fade off for the rest of the season and not even go to the playoffs. So
You buy it. Whoa! That's below the belt, Ryan, you asshole. They are not going to miss the playoffs. You know why? Because they're fucking awesome.
You know what? You may get all your little jabs, but I just save mine up for like just try and get the one big uppercut. So.
All right, George Foreman. I've got more.
It is snowing right now. It's been snowing like all afternoon. And it's fucking cold here.
One of the other reasons why Seattle's better than everywhere else. It's not snowing. It's cold, but it's not snowing.
I miss Seattle so much.
All right. So me and Ryan got a little fun little bit for everybody here, and we're gonna see how this works. I don't know how it's gonna work. I had to set some prep up for it. Ryan did a terrible job at stalling, talking about the stupid.
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to be stalling while you're.
I don't know. I don't know either.
Off. Just like the Steelers are gonna be
stalling. Yeah.
Are we jerking off? No.
Steelers are gonna stall, Ryan.
We got Stallworth. No, we don't.
Remember that music, that sound? You didn't know what that was. Hang on. I gotta cue the music here. All right, people. We teased it earlier that we had a segment so epic that we had to play Beethoven music.
Yes. So because it was something that everybody has been looking forward to.
Oh yeah.
Or been asking about. I know I've got at least 5 people that asked me directly about one of these. So
I'd like to say that I am thankful that this popped up on HBO. Oh, hang on.
Oh, Brian.
Hang on. Damn it, I knew this segment was going to go
big
bad.
Big white screen. Way to go, fat fingers.
There we go. I fat fingered it. God damn it.
You did it again. What is your problem?
There we go. Hang on.
You're the worst.
All right, everybody. Can you see that? That popped up on HBO's official website this week, and we blew it up all over Facebook. That, my friends, is Jon Snow.
And apparently
too far.
Not as good as we thought at stabbing people multiple times.
All right. This is going to be a bad secret.
Let them die.
It sounded better in our heads, but we're going to try it anyway. All right. Jon Snow's back, people. Look at that. Jon Snow Jesus is back.
Look at.
We don't care what HBO said.
And you can't even see the crown.
He's back.
But there's a crown.
You know why we're playing Beethoven in the background? Because we are so overcome with joy that our favorite hero of Westeros, Jesus of Westeros, is back. You know what, HBO?
Or to pop your bubble. That's just a picture of him dead.
Yeah, well, to be fair, HBO did say this is like in memorandum of, but they're full of shit. I ain't buying it. He's back. Look at this guy. That's Jon Snow, people. And you know who else is back? Glenn from The Walking Dead. We didn't buy your shit either, Walking Dead. We knew he hit under that dumpster. And he's back, too.
Got under that dumpster, stabbed a zombie in the face, and then hung out under there. So
cranking the music. Oh, to joy, people, because you know why? We are excited. We're excited because you know what? Hang on. There it comes. Here it comes. Listen to it. Suck it in. Jon Snow's coming back. He's defeating all the stupid White Walkers. Because you know what? We weren't buying your crap, George R.R. Martin. We know that he had to do something. Because the story ended terribly. Stabbed by the Night's Watch. Nobody bought that crap. Nobody bought that crap.
Yeah, and you know there's nobody left on the Night's Watch that can do shit because they're just going to get their asses whooped on.
Nobody bought it. You know what else nobody bought? That Glenn died. Who cares if he's got a date with Negan and a baseball bat? Right now, he's back, he's alive, and he should have flipped off all the zombies while he's hiding under that dumpster. And screw you, Walking Dead, AMC, for trying to tease people. Nobody bought your crap that you removed his name. You made us wait 3 weeks to see if he was back. You guys are assholes.
Yeah, and then he released some balloons, and everybody knew it was Glenn. Then, sadly, a giant house fell on their fucking wall, and now all the walkers are getting in. But
All right, enough of that
Glenn's
music.
gonna come out there. He's gonna be dual-fisting screwdrivers or something, stabbing his way all the way back up to his wife, Maggie.
You know what? You guys try to play with our emotions. You try to make some like, oh, we're going to have a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Screw you guys, all right? Not only I'm just glad he came back. Sure, he came back in a terrible way. Went under a dumpster. Zombies just wandered off. Stupid. But you know what? I don't care. He's back. Glenn is back.
Yes.
And
for
so
how
is Jon
long?
Snow. I don't
Time
care.
for
Jon
that.
Snow's back. People, we all knew he was coming back. Resurrected. There's a reason why Missandra, the Red Witch, was there, who just happened to be able to bring people back with the Lord of Light. Duh. I mean, if he doesn't come back, who's going to fight the White Walkers?
There's nobody.
Fucking
It's gonna
nobody. Giant
It's
plot
not gonna
hole,
be
George.
Sansa. Not gonna
No
be
one's
Sansa
buying your
'cause
shit,
she's
George.
busy
Hang on, I got
jumping
more.
fucking passage.
No one's buying your shit, George. Because Jon Snow's coming back in April. April, Game of Thrones is coming back. Jon
And-
Snow will be resurrected, and he's going to fucking kick the shit out of the White Walkers, just like the Seahawks are going to do to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I might as well just play this for the Steelers.
And goddamn it, George R.R. Martin, why can't you just write the book before the season comes out so that I can once again know everything that's going to happen and taunt Brian with my superior knowledge? Because that was one thing that I have enjoyed so far. And
Yeah, the best
Game
part
of
is Ryan
Thrones
sat back and was like, I'm not trying to taunt you. I just want to be your friend and inform you that I already know everything and you know nothing. You know,
Yes.
guess what, Ryan? You know nothing, Ryan. Nothing. Arrow in your back. Anyway,
Do you feel better now?
I wouldn't really say that's any news, but Glenn's back. I guess we should have said spoiler alert.
Yeah.
If you're not watching it,
I
shame
think
on you.
our listeners and viewers are fairly well updated on stuff. So
I hope that bit went better than I think it went. I don't know. I don't know. Well, let us know if you like our bit. It was completely unscripted, and we just talked about it right before the show, and I thought it might be a fun idea. So I paid 99 cents for that Beethoven Ode to Joy because I apparently didn't have it.
so you're gonna be playing that shit.
Now I'm going to play it a lot because I got to get my dollar out of it. So don't ever say I'm not committed to the show, people.
I'm surprised it's 99 cents for that.
That is all the news we had. Let us know if there's anything you want to talk about. Hit us up in the comments if you got any thoughts of what we talked about, and
Wrap this shit up.
always be part of the show. Yep, we're done with news. We're moving on. Comics You Crave.
So I put it up. We had Itty Bitty Hellboy and the Search for the Were-Jaguar #1 from Dark Horse Comics. And then we had the other choice for this week was Ringside, which is kind of like a wrestler, crime fighting kind of comic book from Image.
Yeah, I'm
And
going to read that. I might have to give a recommendation of that later.
since we had all of one vote, which was my wife, and she picked Itty Bitty Hellboy. So
Ryan, do not try and shame our audience. Ryan put it up late.
I'm shaming the shit out of the audience, just like the Steelers are going to be shaming the Seahawks this coming Sunday. I had my wife. I didn't have to ask her to vote. She voted all by herself. So good job, hon. Yeah, that was our only vote this week. So, thanks for participating, guys. Phil, you kind of let me down there.
He's
so.
probably still mad that we didn't do Escape from LA last week or New York.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whatever. We read it. We did it. I still blame Ryan. Like the Steelers will be blaming the officials for their loss on Sunday. He didn't put it up early enough. We didn't give you people enough time. So if you feel like I do and that Ryan's to blame, hit us up on Twitter and say Ryan sucks.
Thanks.
And so does Pittsburgh. So
But-
anyway, we end up reviewing this bad boy right here.
Itty Bitty Hellboy. It's kind of more for their the younger audience imprint,
Everybody see that?
as you can tell by looking at the cover there.
Yeah, I'll give you a little. There you go. See, there's the comic.
I mean, it's like it shows. I mean, there's not big complicated words. It's obvious that this is just trying to bring a younger audience into the Hellboy universe. They do a lot of like some of the main characters that you'll see, Humongous, Rogers, um, and they even have Lobster Johnson, which is from uh, shoot, was that? I think that was the Conqueror Worms volume of Hellboy where they had Lobster Johnson was kind of introduced. Um, and they had Rasputin and just some. It's all just kind of cutesy kid. The artwork is very bright and flashy, unlike um, the artwork of the actual Hellboy, which is extremely dark and extremely gritty from Mike Mignola. So it's like the opposite of what you get from the adult Hellboy comics. But I don't know. I thought it was fun. I'll show it to my kids and kind of see what they think about it. So
Yeah, I'm not a huge. I mean, I like Hellboy, but I've never really dived into the comics. It's one of the series I'd like to start reading. But I'm familiar with the movies and I've read a few comic books, so I'm familiar with the characters. And yeah, I mean, the comic book definitely hit on all the notes that the main comic book does. But they definitely do it. I mean, it is clearly like you were saying, it is clearly targeted towards children. It's targeted towards kids and maybe the parents who like Hellboy. So my guess is somebody said, "Hey, let's get something that Hellboy fans can give their kids." So
yes,
I
exactly.
will say, that said, the writing was actually fun. Last week we reviewed My Little Pony. It was a hard entry point. A lot of it I didn't understand. This comic was pretty clear to understand. The entry point was easy. The plot was very simple. Hellboy was bringing underwear to the island of Scott or something like that, or I forget his name, but
I can't remember.
yeah,
But it was
or
basically
Roger, the island of Roger.
yeah, the island of Rogers, which is the Humongous, which is kind of like I don't want to get too deep into it, but
Well,
he's created by humans kind of guy, but
well, like Ben Roethlisberger, I'm gonna keep it simple. It's you know. No, it was an easy to read, easy to follow comic. It definitely appealed to the 12-year-old child brain of mine. I laughed when they put their underpants on their heads. It was funny.
yeah.
But no, I mean it was a fun comic. It was a quick read. I blew through it pretty fast. It doesn't linger too long. Is it enough to interest me for all 4 issues?
And they're all taking a picture with the camera and then using their spears to make a stealthy stick.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. There were some good jokes in it. If I was a Hellboy fan, I might be interested in all 4 issues. I'll probably read all 4 because I'm kind of a completionist. But it's part 1 of a 4 issue arc. I don't know. It's a fun entry point for any younger Hellboy fans. It's not too dark. It's kind of cool. If you're a parent who enjoys Hellboy and you want to have your kid read Hellboy, this would be the comic for you. If you don't have any kids, I don't know if I'd recommend this unless you're just a diehard Hellboy fan who wants every single Hellboy thing made.
Even then, I don't know if I would suggest it to those people. I mean, this is definitely geared toward children, and like Brian said, it's easy to read. Just like the Seahawks defense, and it's a fun, quick little comic book that is good for kids, and the wording is very simple. I mean, my oldest could read it, easily. My kindergartner, I'd probably have to read it with her, but I would probably say first grade, second grade, probably at least for reading level. So,
yeah, pretty much.
It's fairly young.
If you're a kid reader, I'm going to kind of give it a multiple rating based on what it is. For what it is, it's a good read. It's a solid kid story, I guess. It's not complicated. It's a lot of fun. I would probably give it a 9 out of 10 for a child who's interested in that kind of thing. It has boys, girls. It's well represented. It's got fun humor. But as an adult, I can't recommend it. I won't give it a rating, but I can't recommend it if you're an adult reader.
I wouldn't recommend it for an adult.
No. Yeah, it's just much like the Steelers. It's not worth your time.
But
unless you're a child and you like really ugly uniforms,
like to tell them fantasy stories, like the Seahawks winning then this is good for you.
Anyway, so Itty Bitty Hellboy. If you got kids and you want to get them something from Dark Horse, and
Or if you have nieces and nephews, I mean, it's
holidays coming
if you
up, buy them the
know-
first
if
issue.
you
I'm
know
sure they'll
kids that
love
need
it.
to start reading books, this is a great introduction for them.
It also be, I think it'd be a good, like, if you want to read your kid a story to bed at bedtime.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be a great comic to read to your kids. So in that aspect, we recommend it. As far as if you're just a Hellboy fan, you want a different story, probably not. All right, moving on. Ryan's got a Geek Dad review.
Yes.
He's been teasing it for a few weeks. So I will do something I very rarely do, and
shut his mouth.
be quiet.
Yeah.
And
So you're not even doing it when I'm trying to get started. So we're teasing it for a couple weeks. This is Superman, the war years from 1938 to 1945. And you got Wonder Woman and Batman. So basically, just here's the nutshell breakdown. If you want to know about the kind of the more, what is it? This is the Golden Age comics, right?
Yep.
And it's basically just tells you how the characters came into creation, and then basically how the Second World War affected the change that really brought into comics. It's like it's got, each comic has 20 issues of the original comic books, and those are kind of cool just because I never read any of the Golden Age comics. I mean, I've seen like little clips and stuff like that, but it was really fun just to be able to read, especially like the old Wonder Woman, because the female representation in the late 30s and early 40s, I was very curious, what that was like, and I was actually kind of surprised. I mean, it's not 1970s feminist, but it's still a good female representation. So I enjoyed it, and I learned at least a little bit about the beginnings of the characters, especially with Superman. I was kind of really interested in that one. How it started off as they couldn't even they were trying to get newspapers just to buy the short little strips, and they couldn't even get that to happen. And when they first put it in Action Comics, Superman just happened to be the one on the cover, but they were actually there goes my microphone. Oh, that was my soda. There's actually a whole bunch of different comics within Action Comics, and I think by Action Comics number 7, they figured out that Superman was the actual person that was getting people to keep buying it. So that's when they started putting Superman on the comics, and then evolving him into his own comic book series, because they actually didn't know why Action Comics were selling so well, because they didn't have all the tools that we have now. So if you're into the historical aspect of comic books, especially, I mean, these are the three, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. So if you're interested in the historical part of it, and you kind of want to know how the World War II affected, their creation and how they came into being, sorry, these are awesome books. They're thick. I mean, you got 20 comic books within each one, and you get to learn a lot. I feel like I'm a lot more knowledgeable, at least, on those characters, and I would highly recommend it if you're trying to think of something especially for Christmas, and just want to get, you don't got to get all three. I mean, you can get kind of pricey. I think they're $25 a piece. But if you got like a Batman fan, go ahead and buy it for them. I mean, people need to know a lot more of the history of the characters and what we're getting, just from the 90s and 80s and stuff. So I highly recommend it. They're great books.
Is it something that anybody can just pick up and read? Like, do you have to be a comic book fan, or did it pull you in just as like the history of the character, or do you have to be like, I'm a diehard Batman fan to find it interesting?
Think you have to be a diehard. I think you have to at least have a curiosity. Mm-hmm. So I mean, if you're kind of curious about, the reason why I picked it up is more because I'm a big fan of the World War II genre,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a history nerd, so that was the part that interested me the most, was just so I could find out how the war affected the characters and the creation process
Mm-hmm.
and all that. So that was what really kind of interested me, uh, more so than just kind of learning about the characters, honestly. So, but I mean, they're great, and I mean, look at that, it's got old Batman,
Nice.
and so you get to learn about Batman and all that kind of stuff, Detective Comics, and I enjoyed it. I mean, it took me 3 weeks to kind of get through a lot of it, so I could feel like I kind of knew what I was talking about. So they're good, they're great. I would suggest them as gifts, especially the Wonder Woman one. This one, it's a she's riding a lion.
Nice.
Uh, but if you want to get those for people, I would highly suggest, especially the Wonder Woman one, if you got a girl nerd that likes that kind of stuff. So
Cool.
good
All right, well,
books,
if
great
you
buy.
you got a comic book fan or a history fan and you want to get some awesome books for Christmas or as a gift, where can they find them at?
They're on Amazon. That was the best place that I found for it. And yeah, Amazon's the best place to buy them. So it's just Wonder Woman, the Warriors, and then Batman, the Warriors, Superman, the Warriors. So I'll kind of have a lot more descriptive write up that I've been working on. So that'll tie in for the show. So
All right. Cool. Well, sounds good. I'm jealous. I want to read them. You got anything
Yeah.
else to say about them?
No, that was pretty much it. I mean, they're great. I like the comics parts of it, so it was fun kind of reading the old comics. So definitely a lot different than what we're used to these days. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
I've read a lot of the Golden Age stuff, and it's
All
Superman
right.
used to have a giant key that he opened the Fortress of Solitude with.
Yeah, and like Superman, just like kind of the wording that they use is a little comical.
Oh,
So
and Batman was kind of violent. Like, there's that meme always floating around where he slaps
yeah, he's
Robin
got
around.
a dick. So
Batman was kind of an abusive parent figure.
yes,
All right, well, thank you, Ryan, for that glorious review, and we recommend you go buy. Geek Dad Report recommends you go buy these books for yourself or for a loved one.
yes.
All right. Well, that moves us along to our Q&A section. We had a lot of good questions, a lot of holiday-themed questions, as usual. So
Yes.
thank you, everyone who submitted a question, especially on this earlier show. You guys are amazing. Whenever we have to do it early or late, you guys are always right on the ball. So we appreciate it. Thank you very much. And the first person to leave a question is Loyal Phil.
Yay, Phil.
So, Phil, let's see if I can roll it all. Phil comments a lot on our stuff, and he likes to have a lot of long kind of run-on questions. So we'll try and wrap it up into a nice package. Phil wants to know, let's see here. He wants to know, how fucked up is it that most Americans spend an entire day giving thanks for what they have and then running off after dinner to stand in line at some stupid store, only to get into a fist fight over an iPad or shot at a Walmart over Vizio TV?
Well, if I used to go with my wife for like the midnight stuff, and I thought that was fine, because it was well after Thanksgiving had been consumed, and yeah, and those were a lot more fun for me. Plus, I was a lot younger, so. But like last year, my wife was, because she loves Black Friday shopping. My wife is like the person that wants to get a deal. And last year was the first year where she just didn't really do it, because who wants to leave at 4 o'clock in the afternoon to go do your fucking, Black Friday shopping on Thanksgiving Day when you're trying to do shit with your family, for the holiday. But hey, sorry guys, gotta go.
To answer your
'cause
question, Phil.
Walmart's open early.
Yeah, to answer your question, it's pretty fucked up, honestly.
Yeah.
I've never quite understood Black Friday. I have family that does it, and more power to them, I guess. But For me, I've always thought it was kind of stupid, or at least silly. You know, they advertise one thing, they have 5 of them in the store. You know, most of the time the deals and discounts you're getting are on stuff that's really not that good of stuff anyway. I mean,
Well,
you can get a 40-inch TV for $50 from a brand you've never heard of that's probably going to break before the next Black Friday, you know?
Oh, and the thing is, like, it's not like they're dropping down prices on everything else either.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there's some stuff that might be $1 for a DVD, but they brought everything else back up to the regular, you know, $19.99 price with no discounts or anything like that. You know, so you're not really getting a good deal.
Nowadays, you can go on Amazon or all the, like, you know, let's say Walmart has a Black Friday special. They have Black Friday specials online. You can order it from your couch. They'll send it to you, and you'll still get the same discount. So, you know, if standing in line Thanksgiving night is how you want to spend your time, then, I mean, hey, more power to you. I'm not going to tell people what they should or shouldn't buy. But I do think it's a little ridiculous that people spend so much time and energy buying crap that people don't really need. You know, I know a lot of people hate that movie, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Personally, I think it's great. I think it's really funny. The one with Jim Carrey. But the thing I liked about that movie, and he's right on, is the whole heart of that movie is that as people, we've gotten so, probably Americans, I'm guessing, more than anybody else, have gotten so obsessed with the commercialism of Christmas, buying these gifts, getting as much as you can, giving it to people, only for people to throw away half the presents people give them. I mean,
re-gift them.
Yeah, or re-gift them. I mean, I'm not going to get on this rampage about how we spend too much money or we should all be minimalist, but at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff you get on Black Friday is just crap. I mean, it's just cheap crap that you paid a little bit of money for, and you want to brag about the fact that you got a pot and pan set for $6 and a TV for $22 and 38 pairs of socks for $1.50. Does it really matter?
I'll take 30 pairs of socks for $1.50. That'd be nice.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, at the end of the day, does it really matter? Is it going to make your life better? I would say no. But I will say one thing. If you are going to go shopping on Thanksgiving or Black Friday, you cannot, on Facebook, talk about how fucked up it is that people have to work on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Who do you think mans the stores that you go shopping at?
Corporations have decided that they keep moving the time back farther and farther.
Yeah.
Because they know people are going to do it.
Well, guess what? If the store opens at 9,
going out there.
If the store opens at 9, the employees don't show up at 8:55. They have to be there at like 6. So if you want to go Black Friday shopping, then say, hey, you know what? I'm cool with people working on Thanksgiving because I want to buy a TV for $106. You know, personally, I think we should all get back to more of just enjoy being with our families. And you know what? Buy a TV for $190 instead of $108 and call it a day.
And the thing is, the deals are actually going to be better the closer you get to Christmas.
Yeah, and guess what? If everybody says, you know what? F you, big, you know, value marts, we're not going to show up and act like crazy people for an iPad. Guess what? They're going to still mark down prices all the way up to Christmas because they have to sell stuff. So
yes, but there's this thing called, there's a lot of excess inventory right now actually in the retail sector.
Yep.
So there's going to be a lot of price drops just because, you know, there's a lot of excess inventory, especially for places like Walmart and stuff like that. They haven't been having as many hard sales, so the retailers are hurting really bad right now. So this is the time of the year where, especially with this year, because the sales haven't been as good as they were hoping for, that, you know, there's going to be a lot of drop in prices. So and looking for the Black Friday ads, this is not the start.
Well, you know what? We're going to start right now. Geek Dad Report is starting a trend. We want to start a trend. We want to band together and say no to Black Friday. Hashtag fuck Black Friday.
Oh, you can say yes to Black Friday as you're sitting on your ass on the couch, buying it from your phone.
How about we're going to say fuck Black Thursday?
Yes.
No Black Thursday, people. If you want to get up at 6 a.m. and go Friday morning, fine. We're all support that. Go get your deals. Go shopping. Half of America doesn't work, and we're going to talk about the other half that has to in a minute. But you know, you want to go shopping. But you know what? We are going to commit on the Geek Dad Report to not buying anything Thursday, except for I gotta go get beer in the morning. I forgot to get beer. Sorry, Safeway employees. I need beer.
Except in Utah, but
can't get beer in Utah. Can't in Washington. But no, let's not do it, people. Let's not go shopping on Black Thursday.
Yes.
All right, people. No to Black Thursday. Fuck Black Thursday. Hashtag. All right. Starting a movement.
Next question. Thank you.
Next question. Where's my phone? Question device?
Question device is always a good one.
All right. Phil also wants to know if that's why people hate us so much, or is it because we spend an entire day eating tons of food?
No. People hate us because haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate. I don't tell you. We're Americans. We've earned the right to eat our turkey. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'd send all the starving people turkey, but it'd be bad by the time I got there. Let's see. Brian wants to know, other loyal fan of Brian, he wants to know what is our least favorite family holiday tradition, and what is our most favorite holiday tradition?
Thanksgiving holiday or just?
He just said holiday, but let's go with Thanksgiving since it's kind of themed.
Man, the Thanksgiving tradition, we didn't really have a lot. I mean, other than saying what you're thankful for, I guess that's kind of the cliche, holiday tradition. Everyone's got to say what they're thankful for. I guess that's the only one we do. So my least favorite my favorite, my son, who's now obsessed that you have to play football on Thanksgiving. And so he's like super pumped up for that. But we got a couple inches of snow. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow for Thanksgiving football in the snow. My least favorite, probably turkey farts.
That's a tradition? You have a turkey fart off?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. My most favorite holiday Thanksgiving tradition is the after food 2 beers in nap while watching football on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Where you doze off for like 20 minutes. You're just like...
Because the Bears game's gonna, or the Detroit Lion game's gonna be on, and the Lions suck no matter what. So
yeah.
How did the Lions? How about that? That's a shitty.
I feel like that's a bad tradition. Why is it like? I feel like Thanksgiving is the shittiest teams. Like I don't know why the Steelers don't play every Thanksgiving. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know how the Lions got it. Who else plays Thanksgiving? Those the Packers.
Packers and the Lions.
The Lions, and now NFL Network added the third game.
Yes. By
then, I'm just in full-on food coma hangover, and I just don't care.
Yeah. That's the night game.
What's my least favorite? My least favorite holiday Thanksgiving tradition is cranberries. What the fuck? They're horrible. They're not a fruit. They're shaped like a can. They taste like terrible Jell-O. Cranberries are awful.
I very much disagree with you on that.
You're insane. It's like someone made crap Jell-O and said, "Ooh, eat it." It's terrible.
What about, you don't even like cranberry juice?
Only if there's vodka in it. Cranberry sauce is just awful. People, let's get rid of that. That's a terrible holiday tradition. It's terrible. It's awful. Why?
Because
it's terrible. Ugh. It looks like Jabba the Hutt ate a bunch of strawberries and pooped out cranberries. Hey, you want some Jabba crap? Gross. It's like Slimer had a twin cousin that was red. And it just
all right, save it for the rant.
Goobered all over the Christmas turkey Thanksgiving table. Blech. It's gross. Anyway, all right. It's my least favorite. My other least favorite tradition of Thanksgiving is having to hang out with all your family.
Note to self.
Or the other least, sorry, I guess it's not, well, I guess cranberry's tradition. I do have one more. My other least favorite tradition is like when you have a lot of family and you have to travel to like this family and then that family and then like a third family. By the end of the day, you're just like, I don't want to eat anymore and I'm tired of going places.
Yeah. This way you just do one.
Yeah, well, I don't have the luxury. All right. So next question. Thank you, Brian. If anybody else would like to tell us what their least favorite and most favorite Thanksgiving traditions are, hit us up on Facebook. Feel free to be part of the conversation. Let's see. Jody from Washington. I believe she knows Ryan and his crappy Steelers. I feel like she's a Seahawk fan because she's smart.
Her husband is a diehard Steelers or a Seahawks fan, and she sadly supports her husband. So.
All right. She wants to know if Elf or Christmas Vacation is our day after Thanksgiving movie.
Oh.
I would probably have to say, yeah, they're both pretty good. Of those two, my favorite's probably Christmas Vacation.
Yes, I would say Christmas Vacation's my favorite.
Christmas Vacation.
Just because that was the one my dad always liked.
My favorite Christmas movies. We're getting into favorite Christmas movies, but Christmas Vacation, Scrooged, Elf, or not Elf, Gremlins, and Bad Santa. Those are like my favorite. And Die Hard.
Yeah.
Great Christmas movies.
Die Hard. That would be my top 5, definitely.
But I'd probably say my after Christmas movie is probably A Christmas Story because they play it on a loop on TNT for like a month straight.
Yeah.
So, but if I had to choose between Elf or Christmas Vacation, I would say probably Christmas Vacation.
Yeah,
Phil also chimed in and said, "How about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? That is another great holiday classic."
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Good old John Candy.
Yeah, John Hughes movie, man. I think I actually might have to watch that this year. I think that is. Yeah. Thanks for the recommendation, Phil. I'm gonna watch that.
Home Alone.
And then finally, Chris from Washington wants to know. He wants to know why doesn't Charlie Brown ever pimp slap Lucy for being a jerk and pulling that football away every time he tries to kick it?
Because Charlie Brown's a knucklehead, that's why.
Because he's a knucklehead. But yeah, he's right. Well, first of all, we at the Geek Dad Report do not ever condone slapping a female under any circumstances.
Unless they deserve it.
But you could do a leg sweep. You could sweep the leg. Like,
sweep the leg, Johnny.
Like we learned in Karate Kid.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
And she would have it coming because that shit's fun. Let's be honest, Lucy's an asshole. Everyone knows that Lucy's an asshole. Yeah. Lucy's that girl who grows up with no friends and
with her fake doctor stand.
Yeah.
Just giving out bitchy,
and only ever finds a boyfriend because she dates some guy who has no self-esteem and just orders him around and slaps him around a little bit.
Lucy's the lady that's going to have like 12 cats.
Probably Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to have 13 cats and Charlie Brown, who has no self-esteem and hides in the corner.
Pretty much.
So, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, like Chris, because Lucy's a jerk and Charlie Brown has no confidence. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Leg sweep. That'd be my guess. Just leg sweeper. Sweep the leg. So, anyway. Well, thank you, everybody who gave us a question. We really appreciate it, especially on short notice like we mentioned earlier. If you'd like to leave us a question, we usually try and put our posts up on Facebook and let us know. You can ask us anything you want to, anything, and we will try our best to answer.
We just want people to talk to us.
Yeah. Not that we don't appreciate our hardcore loyal audience, because we do, but, tell your friends. We would like to have even more of an audience and ask us. We would like to be able to turn away questions because we have so many of them.
Yes. That would be nice. Or just to talk to someone that we don't actually know in the meat space.
But if you'd like to leave us a question, if you have something on your brain before we put up our post, Ryan, would you like to tell everybody where you can find us?
You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. Both of those at Geek Dad Report. We're on Podhell Media. We're on Watch Play Reads. Brian's got his Twitter at BrianWest53, and I'm at Big Bruiser. And we're all over the place.
We're all over. So
we're going to be getting a website soon.
Yeah.
So
we got big expansion plans. So if you want to leave us a question, you can reach us at any of us. If you're any of our friends, which a lot of you are, you could feel free to text us. We will answer, as always.
And share. Let everyone else know.
Yeah, if you like our show, please give us a rating on iTunes. We are on iTunes. We would love to have some ratings, some feedback on there. If you would subscribe to us on YouTube, that'd be awesome.
Yes. And, more importantly, just if you really like us, tell people that, are not us about the show.
Yeah. Even if you just recommend, go to Facebook and you can recommend people like our page, because then they can find us on their own and see if they like it. You don't even have to like push us. You just like, hey, like these guys. So, anyway, if you love our show and you'd like to see us grow and expand and do this more often, please help us grow. Tell everybody about us and recommend people like and share and subscribe. Until then, we got our core people and we love you. Yeah, we love you. But that's enough of our shameless groveling for viewers. Yeah. We should have done that at the beginning of the show, so we're kind of. It felt more organic to do it now. We kind of had to throw it in at this point. Anyway, all right. So moving on, we had a couple little. We won't spend much time. Couple little fun just rants. We're gonna talk about some holiday theme rants, and then we'll have a recommendation, and we'll send you on your way to enjoy your turkey, which you probably have already enjoyed by the time this airs. I don't know if Ryan's going to get up and actually post this tomorrow, but we'll see. I'll try. He'll try. He'll do his best. He'll try hard like Ben Roethlisberger, but probably ultimately fail. I don't know. I'm usually good at coming through, so. Yeah, so's Big Ben, apparently. Just ask any of his numerous rape victims. Moving on, so we have alleged, I guess. I should throw that out there. Sorry, Big Ben, if you want to sue me, please don't. I don't have any money. Way to bring down the show, Brian. Oh, sorry. He's a son of a bitch, and I had to throw that out there. Anyway, all right, so we had a couple fun rants. Ryan, would you like to go first? No. No? All right. So. Still. Okay, I will rant that we are hosting Thanksgiving this year, and I do not like having to do the deep house cleaning where you have to like vacuum every room twice and get all the disinfection wipes and just like wipe down every fucking surface of the house. I mean, we do okay on keeping the house like nice, but God, I spent 4 hours today cleaning my house just for my in-laws coming over. And it's not like they've come over in the house that's not been, super spotless. So why do we have to clean it? It's such a pain in the ass. And man, that's my biggest rant that I have. The only thing I do on Thanksgiving, I didn't eat and get drunk. That's all I gotta do. Make sure the kids aren't killing each other. So, but cleaning the house, that is the reason why I don't like hosting. I don't want to have to do all that shit. I just like going to other people's houses and taking advantage of them having to clean everything up. So that's my big rant for Thanksgiving. I'm keeping it short and sweet. What about you, Brian? That was riveting, Ryan. I know it's not riveting, but no, it's good, man. I have so much that I enjoy out of the holiday. I want to give you your moment to shine. I don't want to interrupt you. Food when I have to. No, I'm with you, man. I hate it. I hate hosting anything because you know what? When people come over, fuck you. I want you to see how I really live. Not this like fake mirage that is my house when you come visit. My house isn't this clean. If I were to flip my computer around, my house is fucking trashed. You know why? Because I live in it. Because I got kids. Because I don't have an infinite amount of time where I could just pick shit up all the time. No, I don't. Yeah. And there's a thing right there, though. That kids bring all their fucking toys and shit. I don't even know where some of the stuff comes from. They don't even play with it. They just throw it on the ground. And it's like all of a sudden there's a big pile in the middle of the fucking living room. Like, what are you guys doing? Dude. And then you have to threaten, like, okay, I'm picking this up and I'm throwing it in the garbage. Sometimes I feel like my kids are like I don't know, like landfill operators. They just move one pile of shit into another pile of shit and then move it somewhere else. They don't play with anything. They just fucking, like we talked about before, they're fucking hoarders. They hoard everything. Yeah. My pile, it's like a bunch of Smeagol's running around. My precious. Yeah, and as much as we talked about before, our kids have a huge issue with throwing stuff away. Yeah. If you know what we're talking about, please revisit it. We posted that on our Facebook page. You throw away a scrap of paper, my kids are like, Anyway, God. But yes, people, if you're going to come to our house, if you're going to come to an event that I host, please don't ask me to clean my house. It's not terrible. I don't have like piles of garbage in the corners. I'm not a hoarder, but I live here. Deal with it. Yes. So I feel your pain, Ryan. That's why I don't ever host shit. I always go somewhere else and one time, dude, I hosted one time and everybody left all the dishes in the entire house piled up on my counter. When I was like, all right, I'm gonna go start the dishes, figuring somebody would help me like I always help other people.
Nobody
they all
helped
fucking
you?
left. All left.
Dude, I always help do dishes whenever I'm at someone's house.
They came by after I did it and was like, oh, you should have asked. I would have helped. Hey.
No, fuck you. You were too busy jerking off in the corner.
Whoa.
Because you didn't
Please
want to
don't
do
do
it.
that at my house either. Weird. Well, you know what? Moving on, I guess, to my rant. I kind of had a few rants that I already kind of ranted about. Don't go shopping on Christmas Eve on.
Well, you shouldn't do it on Christmas Eve either. But
Well, if you're a procrastinator, you might need to stop at 7-Eleven and get some shit for Christmas Eve. But no, don't go shopping on Thanksgiving night. Wait till Black Friday. Fuck cranberries. Get them out of here. So I kind of blew through my couple rants. So I just have one more rant that I'll rant about. People who have to work the day after Thanksgiving. Why? Why do people have to work the day after Thanksgiving? Half of America doesn't work the day after Thanksgiving. The only people that should have to work on Friday is people at retail stores because all those assholes lined up to buy $107 televisions. That's
you know
it.
what? I'm going to disagree with you. I think you should not have that day off. I don't think Thanksgiving in itself constitutes a 2-day. Wouldn't you rather have, like, there's a lot of people that don't even get Christmas Eve off. Would you rather have the day after Thanksgiving?
I think we should all get 2 days off for every holiday, Ryan.
After
2
every
days.
holiday?
No. Okay, you're right. I should modify my
I
rant.
used to.
You know what? Give everybody the
My last
fucking day
job,
off.
I had to work
or
Christmas
don't.
Eve, but I got the day after Thanksgiving off. And I didn't need a day after Thanksgiving off.
Yeah, I'm just bitter because I have to work. But to be fair, my work gives us a floater day off some other time of the year for the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I'm only going in for 2 hours. I don't really have a rant. That was it. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for blowing up my rant. You know what? I'm going back to cranberries. Fuck cranberries. They taste like raisins took a red dump in Jell-O form into a can.
It doesn't even make sense.
It's horrible. It tastes terrible. They're awful.
You could say they're tart or something.
They're not even tart. They're an atrocity. They're sitting at the table mocking you with their horribleness. It's like, somebody eat me. Ugh. You know what the worst part about cranberry is? Is when you're a kid, you look at it and you think, ooh, Jell-O. And it's like dark Jell-O, so it's going to be really tasty. And you take a bite of it, and it's horrible. It's awful. They trick you. What is it, like? It's supposed to be like a palate cleanser? Or it's supposed to be like supposed to taste good with turkey? No, you know what tastes good with turkey? Fucking gravy. Not cranberries.
That's the only thing that goes good with turkey.
Gravy goes good on everything but pie. You gotta put whipped cream or ice cream on pie. Gravy, not so good. Unless you're in Canada, you probably like it there. They put gravy on fries, so why not pie? But
Yeah.
poutine's really good. Try that. I don't know. My rant sucks today. I'm not gonna rant about anything.
How about we'll just skip to the recommendations and call it good?
All right. You know what? Fuck cranberries. If you don't have to work on Friday, whatever. You guys are jerks. I'm only working like 3 hours.
Thanksgiving, and screw cranberries.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Thanksgiving's hard to rant about it. It's a good holiday.
Oh, because there's too much good stuff about it.
You eat a lot of food, you watch football, you drink beer, and you hang out.
Yeah. It's hard to hate on
It's
Thanksgiving.
easy to hate cranberries. They're terrible.
Yes.
All right.
I
Moving
love
on.
cranberries, so.
Recommendations. Well, you should or should not waste your time doing this week. Ryan, do you have one?
I read Conan the Avenger number 20. It's the brand new start of a new arc in the Conan series. If you don't know, I am a giant Conan the Barbarian nerd. So this is probably my favorite Conan series to date, just because it was Van Lente, the writer. Basically, the story kind of started just from scraps and bits of notes that Robert Howard had that the family gave to Dark Horse to use, as the basis for the story. So a lot of it is not really actual Conan canon. So it does have a feel that, it came from one of the stories. So the artwork is amazing by shit, I can't think of his name. It's too late. Brian Ching. And the artwork that he does is my favorite out of any Conan comic book that I've ever read, and I've read every single one of them. He has been phenomenal. His amount of detail that he does is even to like the smallest point, and his battle scenes are really nice. And the way that he draws Conan, it's a lot younger version. He's not like giant, ripped guy. He's more of a leaner, kind of really toned, and it's my favorite. It's the start of a brand new arc. He's with the princess. They just kills the witch, and there's a lot of nerdy stuff to kind of dive in there. But Conan the Avenger #20. It's a brand new start It's a new start of a new arc. If you want to jump in on the comic from Dark Horse, you get it at Dark Horse Digital, or you just go to your comic book store and get it. That's my recommendation for this week.
Sweet. My recommendation is simple. I recommend you watch the Seattle Seahawks beat the shit out of the Pittsburgh Steelers this Sunday on Fox. And after that, if you have time to kill, which you should because it'll be a short game because this is going to be a one-sided beatdown, I recommend you go to the theater and watch The Martian starring Matt Damon. It's been out for a little while. Me and the wife finally went and had a chance to go see it, and she loved it. She's not really a big science nut. It's funny. It's surprisingly funny. It's a little bit long, but it moves along briskly. I don't know. If you want a more detailed review, we have a couple of reviews up on Watch Play Read. And I don't know, go see it before it's out of theaters. It's got some amazing shots of space and the Earth and Mars and all that fun stuff. So I highly recommend it on the big screen.
And a lot of scientists that even astronauts.
Yeah.
So
and it's got Matt Damon. He's awesome. So
Matt Damon.
Go see that. So on that note, thanks for joining us. Everybody have a fantastic Thanksgiving. And sorry if the show was a little not as good as all the other ones, which is impossible. But if it wasn't, it's because we just are thinking about turkey.
We're just excited for tomorrow.
We are excited for tomorrow. I'm going to drink beer. Eat turkey. Watch football.
American gluttony.
High five, Ryan. Ugh. So, like I said, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.
Brian, dark meat or white meat?
White meat. I'm a breast guy.
I am the guy that grabs the leg and just
Neanderthal. You would be. You're a Steelers fan. So, everyone, have a glorious Thanksgiving. And
because
safe. I spent 99 cents tonight, we're going out on Beethoven, people.
Where to get that 99 cents, Brian?